Rock and roll. What is up, metal people? Welcome to another episode of the Wyatt's Metal podcast. Hopefully, all my shit is working. Welcome to the first episode of the new year. It was really strange. I went to bed and woke up in the future. Everything is pretty much exactly the same, including that no one's been refunded for Blue Ridge Rock Festival yet. Also including 70K still has not announced the rest of their lineup. So everything is exactly the same as it was last year. The future is once again disappointing. But how is everybody? I hope you are doing well. I hope you had an awesome new year. Hope everyone is recovered from their hangovers. Hope everyone posted bail and you're looking forward to a metal as fuck probably still a drama-filled year, to be honest. My new year was super exciting. You will not believe the crazy shit I did. It was one for the ages. I went to bed at like 10. It was crazy. What a start to the year. What's up, everyone? Joining in the chat, everyone. It's going to be a fun episode because when I finished my last video, I was like, oh, I really need to think about what my next one's going to be. And I had ideas for like, I want to do a video on the satanic panic. I want to do a video on metal and mental health. I want to do more controversies, a list of horrible things that happened in rock and roll. Speaking of that, my new idea came to me out of the heavens because Blue Ridge Rock Festival made a new post of fresh word salad of saying absolutely nothing but gaslighting and deflection. And the funny thing was, I was planning on just basically reacting to their recent nothing that they just posted for everybody. But I did a little bit more digging, and by a little bit I mean I went on Reddit for like 10 minutes. But I found some interesting things that I haven't totally confirmed yet, but I think it kind of lines up. I would definitely. So this live stream is going to be kind of off the top of my head reacting to it, and then I'm going to make a video later on, bit more details, more scripted like I usually do. The fuck is that? Sorry. The savior of metal is being summoned for some metal thing. Real quick before we get to the Blue Ridge drama, I'll take up probably most of this episode. Yes, Josh Barron, 70K, announce your fucking lineup. It is January 3rd. I leave for the cruise on January 26th. The cruise departs, I think the 29th? They still have 27 bands left to announce. Just like slightly less than half of the motherfucking lineup. They still haven't announced yet. Like I said in my first 70K video, can you imagine like Hellfest or Vakken or any competent festival not having half of their lineup announced less than a month before it happens? Do you think that would sell tickets well? This is why I made that video calling out their bullshit. And it's really frustrating because I'm going on 70,000 tons of metal this month. I know it's going to be awesome. I'm going to have a great time. I can't wait to see a lot of my friends there that I haven't seen in a while. The bands that are announced, I do really like. So I'm already stoked for that. But it's such fucking horseshit. They made announcements in like April of last year, August, and then nothing since. Anyway, 70K, if you're listening, announce your goddamn fucking lineup already. We only have a couple of days. Yes, the bassist, which is an awesome name, by the way. It is the savior of metal. I was laughing so fucking hard when I made the video of the dumbest comments I got, and I explained the savior of metal thing. And I was getting a bunch of comments from people saying, "Hail the savior of metal! Happy New Year! Blessings upon you!" It's just cracking up so hard. Um, just so everybody knows, I'm sure you are all probably aware I'm sarcastic as fuck at this point. I take that 100% as a joke and not serious at all. So, that is fucking hilarious to me. That was funny. Thank you guys. Um, yes, New Year, same old bullshit from Blue Ridge. Josh, Johnny Sly is the American Pa Bane. Literally, yeah, they would get along together great. I was telling everyone when I first started talking about this that I believe if you dig hard enough, you'll find out that Sly Guy and Little Bo Prick got together and sunk the continent of Atlantis or the city or whatever it was. That's how much I looked into it. But, anyway, let's pull up. I wanted to bring up Blue Ridge's statement. Let's get right to the juicy stuff. Excuse me while I figure this out. New year, and I'm still as ill prepared as I usually am. So yeah, Blue Ridge fell apart in what month was that even? September? October? I think it was beginning of September. It fell apart. They said that they'd get back to everyone within I think a week about refunds. They have not. It's now January of the new year. They've said nothing about refunds. They've stopped using the word refunds as a matter of fact. But they do have tickets available for this year. So if you'd like to go to Blue Ridge Rock Festival 2024, pre-sale is happening now. Let me pull this up. "2024 festival passes. Pre-sale happening now." And they're gonna pretend like even any price level is sold out. I guarantee you it's not. Yeah, so you could buy tickets right now for Blue Ridge Rock Fest 2024. I know how eager everyone is for that. You all cannot wait for the lineup. Where is their statement? Is that from today? I think so. Metal injection. Remember the Blue Ridge Rock Festival clusterfuck last September? I sure do. I'm sure everyone does. And I wish more people did. I don't know how this isn't a bigger story. It's like it's known in the metal and rock community even a bit. I feel like even here it's not even that talked about at least as much as it should be. But I think this should be like as well known as Firefest for what a colossal fuck up it was. Where's the start of the thing? Okay, so here's the start of Blue Ridge's new word salad of diarrhea gaslighting. "We are extremely sorry for the delay in providing a clear resolution for 2023's partial cancellation. We know that frustrations are continuing to compound." Yeah. And fans deserve more communication and information from us. It has pained us immensely that we have not been permitted to do so thus far. For the first time, we have recently been given permission to issue this more complete statement. It's not a more complete statement. It basically doesn't answer shit. It says basically the same thing as their other statement said. I honestly don't even know why they put this out. "Our event had the benefit of festival interruption and abandonment insurance. Receiving coverage for a claim of this magnitude takes a considerable amount of time. The firms representing the festival expect a response to the claim in the first quarter of 2024. or shortly thereafter, you are not going to get any information in the first quarter of 2024. Don't bet on it. After the response from the insurance companies, we will update all of you and begin the process of providing complete resolutions for everyone, not refunds, as Tank pointed out in his video. Resolutions. A resolution could be offering free tickets for this year. It could be offering cheaper tickets for this year, which he would probably do, to be honest. I fucking guarantee you that's what's gonna happen because they're gonna they claim there was partial cancellation, not full. So they're gonna argue that the resolution that's fair would be to offer everyone like 50% off of this year's festival because you technically got 50% of last year. I absolutely bet that's what they do. Where did we go from here? I wanted to read that line again. After the response from the insurance companies, we will update all of you. So, what I think, and I don't have any insider information, but just being the savior of metal and my omniscient, they are either still arguing with their insurance companies, trying to get them to cover it, and the insurance companies are not wanting to, or the insurance companies have already told them no, and they're trying to argue like every loophole that they possibly can to try to get any. There's absolutely no reason why they wouldn't be allowed to say more information than what they have for the exact details of why it was canceled. That's total bullshit. When there's been drama in other festivals, any legitimate ones, it hasn't been like that. That's my assumption. Our insurance policy has language restricting our public pronouncements until the claim is settled. Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Show me that. Okay, if you can't show me that information, show me that line in your insurance policy that says you're not allowed to talk about this certain thing. Just do that. This is the reason we have largely been silent. It has been incredibly difficult to not publicize evidence to refute many of the reports surrounding the festival. They still have not mentioned. It's not like it has been incredibly difficult to not give everyone the money they're owed because we feel so bad. It's been incredibly difficult to not publicize our fake evidence to refute many of the reports. I have theories about that evidence that I'm going to get to in a minute. It has been. I already read that. However, we are unwilling to jeopardize the recovery of the policy for you, the fans. Prejudice our rights, or prejudice the insurance carrier's rights, which is all total bullshit. You should be able to say the exact fucking insurance clause that you had. There's no reason why that would be under an NDA. We eagerly await the moment when we can provide full transparency. Not we eagerly await the moment everyone will be refunded and we can get back to the rockin' time that we promised everyone. By the way, however, we are unwilling to jeopardize the recovery of the policy for you, the fans. That's abuser language. It really is. It's like, we're together. We're a family. We're working toward a resolution. It's like, you're not going to find anything better than me. I'll get better. Like, it reads that same type of shit. It's not you against us. It's us together trying to find our way. The unanticipated, sudden, and extraordinary storms which put fans, crews, bands, and the event in grave danger were incredibly unfortunate. The damage caused by these storms has yet to be fully revealed. Despite the time this process has taken, we have not stopped working diligently on your behalf. That's why we've been dead fucking silent for like 3 months and keep changing and deleting posts. The moment we have the authority, we will address everything in full. No, they won't. This has been brutal for all of us. us together. We continue to work tirelessly to ensure a timely resolution and have taken every step possible on our end to lie our way out of this process. Um, so those for those that don't know, which you all probably do, I'm assuming, the damage caused by these storms was so severe that all of the bands played the next day with no interruptions. That's how bad it was. That thousands of people watched the full sets of all of the bands. It was that shit was bad. Um, we fully understand the animosity that many of you have towards this situation. I bet you do, since it's not really the first time. It's just the biggest time. There's so much more to this story than what has come to light. A special thank you to those of you who have continued to support us during these hard times. Your patience and grace has been a testament to the passionate community that surrounds this event and built it to the largest on the continent. It goes without saying, we would be nothing without each of you. So, there is apparently secret, top secret, classified evidence to the true events of what happened at Blue Ridge Rock Festival and how severe the storm was. And I did some digging in my imagination. And so I think what the truth is that when those storms hit, it messed up the ground. You know, everything was muddy as fuck. So then the next day, when the bands played, the combination of such brutal, heavy riffs, vibrations within the fresh mud, it clearly, literally awoken the mole people that live underneath the Virginia Raceway. They've been dormant for years, and this unfortunately provided the perfect situation for their return. The first thing they did was eat all of the staff's food. That's why they were all going hungry, because mole people eat a lot. I don't know if you knew that, but so Sly, looking out for everyone, saw hairier than usual things running around the festival than you would usually see at a metal fest. At first, it was hard to tell, but when he saw them eating all the food, that's when he was like, "Hey, wait a minute! There's no way they have as much money to afford all the food price for food I'm charging here." So Sly got together with the sheriff's office to save the lives of thousands of people who would have been eaten by the mole people. Sly is a hero. That's why the evidence can't come out yet. That's why it's confidential, because it's in the hands of the CIA, who aren't ready to publicize it yet. I'm just saying, Blue Ridge Rock Fest gets canceled. Congress has UFO hearings. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. But yes, Adrian, this is in fact gaslighting. Because no mention of refund, no mention of paying everyone back, no mention of actual details that could actually, solve anything. No mention of like time frame. Well, I mean, loosely first quarter or maybe after. I don't know. Yes, honey, I'm going to clean the dishes this week or shortly after. The mole story sounds more realistic than everything that Blue Ridge has told us. It has a lot more detail to it than what Blue Ridge has said. William Buckley says they only released this because the organizers are on the Epstein flight list. Why do you think neither have come out yet? No refunds, no Epstein flight list yet. At least not in the time I've been on here. Jonathan Sly is hiding some creepy shit. Maybe I shouldn't go that far, but no, it's clearly that I think Tank was right in his video if you watch his assessment of this. They're waiting for it to all just blow over and people forget about it and just not refund people. That's what they've done in the other years. The other years of the festival where things have gone wrong, it didn't go wrong this badly, so they could get away with people forgetting after a while, or stupid loyal fans being like, "No, we have to give them another chance. It wasn't their fault," even though it keeps happening every year. Um, that's the thing, is that there's always some blow up at Blue Ridge. Like almost every year, Sly Guy has to release a statement apologizing for what went wrong, and has been like quiet in between time. Um, this time it just blew up in such a way that he's not able to like hide it. So, in my totally unprofessional opinion, I think that yeah, he's battling with the insurance companies who are, I think, are probably telling him to go fuck himself, and he is trying to figure out how to get over on them on that. I could be totally wrong. That's just thinking about it. And the CIA hasn't given him clearance yet to tell the world about the mole people. So, um, the only people who have been refunded for Blue Ridge are people who actually complained with their bank and filed like fraudulent charges claims. And some of those people have gotten money back, which has absolutely nothing to do with Blue Ridge or Sly or anything like that. And speaking of that, I said earlier I found some interesting information or theories on Blue Ridge. Uh First was this interview that I wanted to pull up that took place before the festival. Um, oh where did my little Johnny go? Oh where can he be? Um, here we go. Sorry, I keep sniffing, everyone. By the way, I've just been doing cocaine since New Year's, and I'm on day 3 of the bender. I'm not sure what reality I'm in. I'm totally kidding. So this interview came out like shortly before the festival actually took place. And if you want to find the answers to the truth of the present day, always look in the past, even if it's just very shortly behind you. I read this earlier, and there were some interesting things I wanted to mention. After, damn it. Sorry, I'm just dropping shit everywhere. Anyway, yeah, I read this interview earlier today. There were some interesting parts. It's quite long, but Digital Beat Magazine. Could you share some perspective on what it takes to coordinate the festival, such as coordinating the bands? Do they approach you? Do you seek them? I know you're independent, right? Can you give us a little bit of insight into what it takes? Jonathan Sly. I've been looking at different ways to best provide transparency about what it takes to produce a festival, what it takes to book a band. I've used some live videos that I've done periodically in places like the Fan Zone, which you may have seen. Yeah, he has a bunch of videos from the other years promising that he's changed and improved the things that went wrong the year previously, only for them to happen again. Where are we? Sorry, I lost my place. I believe, and part of it comes from personal experience from entering into the industry around 2010, 2011, and struggling to find the right resources, that I could study and learn and equip myself with the knowledge to be able to effectively progress and execute tasks within the industry. This just fucking reads like if you watch an interview with Jonathan Sly, there is one of him apologizing for issues from the other years. He speaks like the exact same way as the guy who did Firefest, Billy McFarlane. He speaks in this like impersonating a friendly person voice where it's like an alien studied how friendly people act and is trying to emulate that, but isn't quite right. um, which what I'm trying to say is he sounds like someone who's studied in speaking in a business corporate bullshitting way, if that makes sense. You say long sentences of things that don't say anything, and yeah, you can tell he has this like sly attitude or personality to him. There was a lot of trial and error. Yeah, there were. Making a lot of mistakes and turning them into opportunities. I don't know if I would call it that. So let me get to the ones I really wanted to point out here. Yeah, this one's pretty good. So in 2021, I was over the top of the festival. I was managing a variety of different areas, and we hired a ton of staff for the first time, and things did not go the best. So I stepped back. Uh, or so he says. There's a lot of evidence that he did not. There were a lot of changes post 2020. I took one step back and really worked on the talent and marketing, which has been my main realm. Is that why he's gone dead silent and was in charge of everything falling apart? The festival just reached a point where we needed to bring in other people to help oversee the different areas of the festival. You would probably assume that with a festival with thousands of people. At least 24 areas. We have to think about security, permitting, and licensing everything that happens. There's the health department. You're looking at production. You're looking at merchandise. You're looking at artist relations. You're also looking at hospitality and transportation. A lot of things that he was pretty much doing himself, or with few new people. Where? There's this part where he talks about getting bands for the festival. God damn, hang on a sec. Sorry, enjoy Kathleen Kennedy Cartman for a second while I wipe my fucking nose. All right, Blue Ridge, let's put a chick in it and make it gay. He talks about buying or the talent here. I already lost my goddamn. A big piece is the inflation on costs. Inflation has gone up 30 or 40% for the event industry, where it's maybe only gone up 8% on the nation as a whole over the last couple of years. There's this monumental increase in the cost. And at the same time, if you are an independent, you don't have the buying power to be able to go in and to buy artist or production in bulk. We can't provide toilets in bulk, whatever. What? What the fuck does that mean? Okay, you're independent, but you're throwing a festival for tens of thousands of people, and you can't provide the toilets in bulk? You might want to think about that before you decide the scale of the festival and what you can actually do. Oh, yeah, and then this part. Speaking of not being able to afford toilets in bulk, I will say I'm really excited and proud of the lineup that we will put forward this year. He means 2023. This is before it fell apart. And I'm even more excited for what we have in store for 2024. This part is really telling. It's tricky because out of our talent lineup, we're probably overspending by about 40 or 50% compared to what we're seeing with other fees because we're not buying toilets in bulk. bands in bulk too. For those who don't know, like record labels will, I guess, petition a group of their bands for certain festivals at a time. So compared to a Live Nation or DVP, we're having to pay around 40% more on talent to be able to get them in. And again, that's not just talent related. That goes all the way down into artist hospitality, fulfillment production, or just one-offs, you name it, just because of the lack of buying power. Is this not an extremely telling paragraph right here? So this is before 2023 fell apart, and he's saying that he overspent by about 50% on the lineup, while saying that he can't afford toilets in bulk, that he can't afford bands in bulk. And it says going down to I spent 50% more on the lineup, so we had to take away from artist hospitality, fulfillment productions. It sure sounds like he blew beyond his budget on getting a lineup that would attract people to pay while overskipping everything else. Does it not sound like that? I'm not a professional. I'm just the the bestowed upon savior of metal. But that sounds to me like an admission right there of we spent all the money on getting, even money they didn't have, on getting a killer lineup, to be fair, that would draw a lot of attention, that would make it, quote unquote, the biggest in the country, and then ignored everything else. Right? Right? Yeah, you're right. Thanks. But I think we could probably get a whole interview on this. I would love a whole interview on exactly your spending for the festival. That's the stuff that really interests me because there's a lot of moving parts. It is a huge undertaking. The next question works well. You have a huge support staff. Is that correct? Jonathan Sly chuckles. We have a lot of staff, but because of the finances of overspending on bands we couldn't afford and how tricky it is, we have very few that work on the festival year round. Again, all money went to getting a killer lineup that would get attention and sales and not to literally anything else. I think when you factor in all the workers, like 1,800, probably this year it's going to be over 2,000 staff that'll be at the festival. That number dwindled as the festival went on, as you know. A lot of them work through another company. So, like a security guard is working for a security company. This is important as well. It's not completely unusual, but it does answer a few things. A lot of our department heads and our main staff that would be full-time staff for most companies are contractors for us, meaning it's one of the many festivals they're working on, meaning they're not putting in enough focus and time and dedication on making this one single one happen. They're spread out, maybe evenly, maybe not, maybe fairly, maybe not. I mean, but if you're undertaking multiple projects, you're going to either overlook or cut corners on plenty of areas. So looking at our festival director, our production director, our artist hospitality and core staff, we really only have about 4 year-round staff right now before the collapse of 2023. The, quote, biggest festival in the country, on the continent, has 4 people working year-round. Probably not doing a whole hell of a lot. We have dozens of contractors, and then we hire companies and other support staff underneath that. Yeah, exactly. So, most events do that. Most events are going to hire out to like a security group, event staff. That's what I did for a while. I still kind of do for events here in LA. Um, I I guess it was an employee, yeah, of the company, but the company would be hired as a third party to fill in for like award shows and concerts and stuff. So that's not completely unusual, but it could answer a lot on who those contractors were. How good were those companies? If he overspent on the lineup and underspent on everything else, I'd be willing to assume he did the same for those contractors. And I don't know who the contractor companies are, so I can't directly either call anyone out or excuse them from it, but it would also explain the lack of communication between everyone because everyone is from a different agency. So none of their bosses are going to be talking to each other. So if you're put in one section working with people who aren't even a part of your company, no one's going to know what the fuck is going on. um, it gets more interesting. I expected you to say like 3 or 4 people, so obviously there were multiple hats. Could you take one person on your staff and give us an idea of the different hats that person wears? John Sly. So let's see which one. Which one should I choose? Our executive producer. I'll go with her. She will do a wide variety of things for us. She basically plays the role of CFO, even though she's not a CFO by experience. That always works well. She, because of lack of resources, has taken on the CFO duties. There are a lot of duties like accounting. The way that the financial process works, you have this ramp up in September. There are different waves throughout the year. It can be very challenging to manage finances for the festival. She handles all the financial duties and there's a lot within that. It sounds like she's overworked and given more duties than she or probably most people, to be fair, could handle. She handles a lot of things regarding the site along with our site operations director. So she's handling the site and the finances and CFO duties, all of the stuff. Uh, with our site operations director, Brian Reeves, called him out. Damn. She will work with the CAD designer. She will assist in different things that need to happen with the venues. One person. She will be the liaison for the Department of Health. That's a lot of hats. She will take the lead with Mike Hanley, our festival director, in terms of presenting at all the government meetings that are done locally. So she's doing accounting, she's doing the site, she's doing the health department, she's going to meetings. I don't know who she is, by the way, like, so I can't directly point to her and throw her under the bus, but just going off of what Sly is presenting in this interview, I feel like this person is overworked, to say the least. Um, to manage all the department heads so that they can go up and manage their teams. She is juggling a lot. She also helps with website updates. Shouldn't you usually just have your own person to handle website updates? She just placed cred orders yesterday or the day before. They handle all the credentials that are getting printed in, all the access solutions for the festival. That is barely scratching the surface of all the hats that she wears. She's wearing too many goddamn hats. The Mad Hatter would look at this chick and be like, yo, you need to take a break. It's looking a little bit heavy on your head. Oh my god. It's funny I feel that more people haven't pointed out the things in this interview because I literally just found it like an hour before doing this live stream. Maybe she doesn't wear any hats and Sly does all of that himself and is just throwing her under the bus. I have no idea. So you're saying she's not bored? Yes, yeah, definitely a different task every day. I know everyone loves that. I know everyone loves getting accustomed to doing a difficult task and then having it change completely the next day. Um, there was more. Fine on here. If I read this whole article, it would, or whole interview, it would take way too long, but I want to get to the highlights here. I could either, I guess, link it or just I'm showing it here. You guys can find it. You know how Google works. Oh, I like this part right here. Jonathan Sly. The marketing side of the festival has been something that has ... I feel weird saying this, but it's been a little bit of my brainchild. No shit. Overspending 50% on your lineup and underspending on everything else and outsourcing it to cheap companies and overworking people. It certainly sounds like you were only thinking of the marketing. That's what I pick up. You're really hanging yourself here, Sly Guy. I'll summarize the marketing approach with this. I felt that 99.9% of festivals are all, here's our lineup. A lot of buzz, excitement, fanfare, then nothing. Dead silent, dead engagement. Who would ever do such a thing? Not a lot of buzz after the announcement, not a lot of talking or interaction with their audience or with their community to be able to grow closer and understand more of what the consumer is looking for or how to best grow and improve the festival. There's little engagement for the next 6 or 7 months until you get close to the festival. I've been trying to cultivate it and make it an active year-round conversation with fans as much as possible. You might want to spend more time hiring people to work year-round than just bleeding names from people. I feel like one of the most important things for fans when attending is the lineup. That's why I overspent on it by 50%. By being able to have so many interactive polls and be able to engage the fans as much as we do, I think it gave us great insight on which bands we need to promise to overspend on so we don't have enough money to actually throw together a festival, but people will spend thousands of dollars to come here so I can rip them off. Not only does it bond us closer to the fan. He says the fan like it's a specimen. Like you were in the jungle and you saw like an albino monkey in the corner and you're like, there, watch the fan in its natural habitat. It gives us great tools and resources to be able to get together and fuck off. Was there more to this? This whole thing is worth reading. It's very interesting, but like I said, it'd take too long on here. But oh, to be able to have that dialogue and to have that engagement and to help people know what a critical part they have in the festival. They do play a very critical role in making the festival each year. And it's great to be able to have that year-round conversation and get to know people like yourself, who I can recognize by name or by Facebook and go, hey, I'm stealing your money right now. We're focused on improving the festival by every means. That means overspending 50% on the lineup. I can't drop that. Why would you say that? Why would you ever admit, unless the festival, like, you would admit that if the festival went, like, way more than successful the year before? Why would you say that for an upcoming festival when you've had problems every single fucking year? And you're like, don't worry, we overspent our budget, and we had to contract everything out, so, look forward to that. I feel like that's something you would not want to tell people. That wasn't interesting at all. The rest of this isn't really that important to... Oh, wait, no, this part is actually funny. The interviewer. There's got to be a horror story where, at the time it occurred, everybody was face-palming and saying, I can't believe this is happening. I wonder if that's ever occurred at Blue Ridge. But now that it's 2023, looking back, you can say, dang, we handled that really well, or better than expected. Words that have never been uttered by Jonathan Sly in his life. Or there was actually a positive that came out of it. Do you have any stories like that? He says no. Jonathan Sly, probably a lot of stories like that, but also a lot of stories where, looking back, I would have wanted to handle things differently. This is not inspiring a lot of confidence. Unfortunately, we're reading it well after the festival collapsed. Even harder. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think anything else is really that interesting. Okay, I think that was mostly it. No, we gotta end this really horrible interview with this part. Jonathan Sly, official statement for Blue Ridge Rockfest 2023, a couple months or so before it took place. Blue Ridge is about the community. I mean, I think it's been amazing to me how many people will come to Blue Ridge and will leave with lasting friendships or relationships. That's something that we are really, really, really proud of. It's something that is bigger and deeper than music. It's relationships and friendships. Everyone's united together in music, and then it's become something that is far beyond just a singular weekend. That's something that is really, really, really special. That, and I 100% agree. That's my favorite thing about music festivals. And that is what I think is the beautiful part of Blue Ridge Rock Fest 2023, is that all of these thousands of people have come together in a relationship and a bond and a circle of hatred for this douchebag who's completely screwed them over. If you think about it, it's a lot like the Fellowship in Lord of the Rings. People who all traveled from different parts of the world, all coming together for a joint cause against a minister of evil. And actually, I didn't plan that, but that is an excellent segue into the next portion of this. So hail the Metal Fellowship of the Blue Ridge. One does not simply walk into Blue Ridge and get refunded. Speaking of Minister of Evil, by the way, let me pull up that Reddit with the interesting information that I wanted to dive more in on. But first, let me find if there's more evidence of this man. What? How did you call it? But yeah, does anyone else think that that interview was pretty damning in hindsight after what happened? Because he straight up admits we overspent on the lineup by a lot, which I'm assuming the lineup was already quite expensive. So then we had to contract other people and we had less workers. It's all right there. Where? Damn it. Okay. So I said Minister of Evil, and that really plays in because Jonathan Sly, for those that don't know, comes from a extremely religious family. Not just, your typical religious. His comes from I believe a whole family, definitely at least either father or grandfather, of ministers, of shady, kind of creepy ministers, to be honest, who have been sued in the past for, I believe it was scamming people or not paying people. And if you would like proof of that, I found this a while ago. I found this when the Blue Ridge stuff first started happening. And I just thought it was strange and didn't investigate more. But I had originally found this video of Sly Guy, Sly Boy, whatever you want to call him, Johnny Sly. It's called Maximizing You from a YouTube account called Grace Community Church, which is the church that his family either runs or is a big part of. I'm not sure which one. And he gives a little religious spiel here.
Today
I can't let him say Bible verses. All the metalheads watching this will explode into flames. So I saw this and just thought that's weird. He was clearly some like wannabe minister before becoming a conning festival organizer. But it goes deeper than that. This presentation you get here from this video, and if you watch the interviews of him apologizing for the other years, it just paints so perfectly this shell of that con man. The like big church guys, Jesus wants you to buy me a new car because I've been thinking about my mental health and what would help the followers of Christ would be to get me a new yacht. That's exactly what he sounds like. And it's experience, it's taught. Like he's studied this way of talking. Um oh, sound isn't working. Well, you guys are welcome for that, to be honest. He just said some stupid he's saying like, I've been working on my mental health, and in Proverbs, God said, that's pretty much all that it said. But he goes on a religious spiel here. What does the Grace Community Church have on their YouTube profile? For those just tuning in, YearRound has just converted to a religious channel. I'm here to preach the word to everyone. No, I'm kidding. What does this say? We are a church for people who don't go to church. We're a church for people who just like scamming people. I don't know if the whole church is scamming people, to be fair, but his family has definitely been sued for it before. Does he have more videos of him? It's just creepy. Oh, wow, this channel doesn't get shit for views. Look at this. 140, 147. Life God is hard good. So this is the ilk that Sly comes from. And let me find that Reddit page that was oh so interesting. Because as we all know, everything on Reddit is 100% true. That is without question. That is to say that I had just found this like shortly after coming on here, so I can't super vouch for everything here, but I thought we would share it. Share screen. Sly guy. So yeah, Jonathan Sly was saying that he's just doing like the talent buying. He was CEO and then it got hard and now he's not. That's a lie. He'd commented basically saying that he was in charge of everything, or not exactly, but it's like, I'm trying to keep the pricing as low as possible, particularly for their early buyers. That coupled with extending the payment plan option out to 9 months so people can siphon money longer. But the good stuff here was... Yeah, someone commented, motherfucker sure loves his payment plans. Oldest trick in the book to drive up someone's debt. Welcome to America. This was a good comment. Thing that convinces me it's not sold is that with all the documents and such people have dug up, no one's come up with a name of this mysterious new owner. I mean, they even dug up an old scam that his daddy got in trouble for. You know, they'd find a sales transaction if there was one out there. And of course, there's the court case from April of 23 that refers to him as the owner and CEO. Being a legal document, I would think it would slate former owner and probably state. That's to say, I'm dumb. Former owner and CEO if that was the case. You're exactly right. It was actually his grandfather, but the SEC did specifically state that his family benefited from the 25 million scheme. Also, those funds were never recovered per the SEC. They probably just took it. But per an article pre-2021 festival, Jonathan's parents stated they were providing the seed money for the festival. His father is also a pastor. Seed money for a festival like this is millions. Things that make you go, Again, all the information I have on this is exactly what I'm reading for you all here, so don't act like I am 100% confirming all this, but that's what the actual video I'm gonna make will be, is digging into all this more and seeing what I can find. After the 2021 shit show, I was researching him and remembered finding the story about his family and the dad or grandfather, and then we had tragedy in our lives, and I lost sight of the goal to do anything I could to let anyone and everyone know the facts. Now I can't remember where I found the information. It's likely saved on my laptop somewhere, but do you happen to know blah, blah, blah? Where's the info? Um, these were 2 articles posted to, if I could get this fucking thing to work, hang on. These were 2 articles from these are 2 articles from legitimate news websites, popular news websites, stating about this Ponzi scheme that his family got in trouble for. This one is from the LA Times, which means you have to pay for it, so it's gonna pop up for like a second and then stop. But if anyone's quick enough, you could screenshot this and try to read whatever you can before they. There you go. There's a chance. Good luck, everybody. Are we still sharing here? This one I think was open though. CBS News. It looks like you're in my fucking way. Get out of my face. God damn it. Is there a way to get this thing to fuck off? And it honestly didn't say that much. Go read it for yourself. I'm bad with computers. Anyway, it's titled Holy Roller Took Christians for 25 million. And it was connected to Sly Guy. Sly Guy's family, that church, was involved in a mega church Ponzi scheme that took 25 million. And then Sly Guy decides to get into being a festival organizer, and his parents have a bunch of money to start a festival. How odd. Hang on, I gotta get through more of these. There's an article, I recommend finding it. This person says, "You sure? Judging by the age, I'd say this guy's his father. This is Rev John Sly of Grace Community Church." That was the YouTube channel we were just on. The one who was involved in the Ponzi scheme in 2008. Can't believe this guy is still a pastor. It shouldn't be that surprising. Oh, yeah, this is what I got to show. Sorry, I'm being so metal right now. I believe this person is Sly's dad. I think this is who I'm pretty sure is Sly's Faja doing an ad for the church. Did I look at the wrong spot? What happened? If you can't tell, I'm not very experienced in Reddit. I gotta pull up that video. This is too good. So I believe this is Sly's father. At least it's someone in the family. He looks a lot like him. Oh, fuck you. Get out of my face. This is for a church. That's definitely his dad. If you look at them side by side, they look exactly the same. I don't know if the audio's working. I keep having fucking problems with that, but if you can't hear it, he's talking about just fucking being on a beach. He just said, "We have this incredible, insatiable hunger for more." This guy is a pastor. The the Bible gives us wisdom. On he just said on his beachfront property, shining his sunglasses. This is really important. Um, the Bible gives us answers to our hunger for the thirst for more, like more people's money. Think with all that money, you could afford a better copy of the Bible and better sunscreen. Join us on August 24th for work-life balance. Look at this Ponzi smile on his face. Jesus Christ. Does this make it more cringe or less cringe? Grace Community Church. Stealing money every Sunday from 9 a.m., 10:15, and 11:30. Or you could go on their website to have your money stolen anytime you would like. I think it's nice that they offer that service. That is where Jonathan Sly comes from. Yes, person says, classic megachurch narcissist Ponzi scheme. I had no knowledge of the prior year's bullshit. Should have researched. Went for 2023 and will never go to an event thrown under this scammer's name or association. You shouldn't. He is the false prophet of scams, and he is still scamming people. Tickets are on sale for 2024. I really hope no artist agreed to perform this in 2024. Yes, I personally feel like any artist that signs up at this point is a joke. Y'all supposed to be against this kind of crap, just how I feel in the end. Yeah, I honestly 100% agree. Everyone knows what's gone on. Everyone has seen Tank the Text video. The bands who were there have definitely told the other people in the industry about it. If a band knowingly agrees to play Blue Ridge again, they should fuck off. That's what a clear sign of not giving a shit. Right? I mean, like, and if it was one fuck up, then no, definitely not. If it had actually been addressed in any way, if they like had given refunds or any information, then sure, maybe. But no, any bands participating at this point are in on a Ponzi scheme. Maybe not, directly taking the money from fans, but you're encouraging fans to go with your presence of something that you know is a Ponzi scheme. The savior of metal has spoken. All metal bands and metal fans, stay the fuck away from Blue Ridge Rockfest and Jonathan Sly and anything he has any type of hand in. Yeah, I'm just catching up to everyone's comments right now. Wait, did it not show the video? Am I that fucking stupid? If it didn't play it, then I have to pull it up again for you guys because it was ridiculous. See, like, this is how bad I am at doing a live stream, so I wouldn't organize like a massive thing beyond my means and overspend on it. That's something you usually have to take in mind when you are doing anything. Can you afford to do it? You know? Shit. Savior of Metal does sound kind of divine, though, right? I'll happily take it. That's why he's a douchebag. He's religious. I mean, he specifically comes from a family of religious scammers and schemers. So, yeah, it is in the family and in the entire belief system that he comes from. So that is really the answer, or I mean, that's the update on Blue Ridge Rock Festival. That's all the digging I've done so far. I'm gonna do more and make a more comprehensive, entertaining video, as I always do. I want to thank Jonathan Sly for giving me my next video. I was struggling to think of a topic, and then he just heard my prayers and in his little ministry and came down and bestowed a new idea into my brain. So thank you, Sly Guy. Thank you for the next video. Thank you for saving the lives of thousands of people from the mole men who live underneath the Virginia Raceway. Godspeed, good sir. Yeah, that being said, that's pretty much it for now. I'm definitely going to dig more into this and make a more comprehensive video. My band is, I think, recording on Friday. Hopefully. We better be. God damn it. We're playing Tulminator in July of this year. It's now 2024. It's really weird saying that. I'm going to be on 70,000 Tons of Metal at the end of January. We'll see if they announce any more fucking bands before we actually get on the boat. My video on that is going to be very honest. check out all the links for my stuff in description of this video, the description of my channel. Thank you guys for the support. This has been a lot of fun. A lot more coming in the new year. I hope you all take care and have a metal fucking day.